We take a tour of the old burial ground and introduce the latest town technology. Plus, the entertainment segment jumps back to the future. All of these stories and more coming up on this edition of the North Andover Journal. Hello everyone and welcome to the Journal for October 15th through the 27th, 2015. I'm your host, Morgan Healy. First up, the Historical Society's Carol Mahad took our cameras on a seasonally appropriate tour of the old burial ground, the site where the village of Andover first got started and where many of the original founding families were laid to rest.
Hi, I'm Carol Mahad and I'm the Executive Director and Educator for the North Andover Historical Society. Today, I'd like to bring you to the original spot where Andover all began. The first thing you might notice if you come by here is you'll see a sign that it was laid out in 1660. In reality, that's not correct. This sign was put up much later and was based on the one gravestone they could find with the earliest date, which was John Stevens, who died in 1667. In reality, John Osgood was the first one to die here, and he died in the 1650s. This is a replica stone for John Stevens. It's actually at least the third stone that he's had here. This is a stone for Timothy Swan, who interestingly was the most afflicted person in Andover during the Andover phase of the Salem witch trials. All the stones in this area near this tree are from the Barker family. William Barker has a really strong association with the Andover phase of the Salem witch trials, just like Timothy Swan. But instead of being an afflicted, he was actually accused. And William Barker took that opportunity in his confession to actually talk about some of what he felt to be the injustice of life. Kate Hastings Stevens was the person who pretty much single-handedly made sure that the Little Hay Scale office was saved. She learned and was certified to weigh hay, and later she had a little antique shop in there and a lending library just to make sure that that little building was not destroyed. So for all her work in trying to preserve the way that North Andover, particularly in the old center, looked, she really decided this is where she deserved to be and wanted to be, and the town allowed her to be the very last burial here in 1951. This is town property, and therefore it is actually overseen by the town's historical commission. And they have been spending over 30 years on trying to get this burying ground to look the way it does today. When I first came to town, the stones were all leaning and it was overgrown, and there were many more of these trees. These trees are fast growing and they are top heavy and have a shallow root ball. So every time there's a storm, one or more fall over. Now in this tree you can see a stone that's sort of half submerged. It's not totally entangled in the root, but many stones actually the tree will grow and split the stone and go around it. If you'd like to learn more about this, the Historical Society is hosting a lecture on October 21st at 7 p.m. and the public is welcome. The seating is very limited, so if you would like to come, please either call the Historical Society or email us, and you get all that information on our website, which is ourname.org, very easy to find, and make a reservation. We'd love to see you. We are also having a companion tour here in the old burying ground on Sunday the 25th. Again, not because we don't have enough space, but because in order for people to actually see the gravestones, we ask you to reserve for that because we have a strict limit of 30. Both these presentations are being done by John Glassford, who is one of our members and a great volunteer and a self-described graver.
Thanks, Carol. Also submitted to us this month was an update from Sean Reardon, a recent North Andover High School alum who is currently taking an additional senior year abroad in Hungary through the Rotary Exchange Program. Sean recently spent a week in Berlin, Germany, working as a research assistant with the Horus Study, which is being conducted by a group of doctors affiliated with the American College of Cardiology. They have been hard at work performing CT scans on dozens of mummies dating back to Egypt's Middle Kingdom. The researchers have set out to show that despite perceptions, cardiovascular disease was just as prevalent in the ancient world as it is today. In a previous study by the group, 20 of 44 mummies that had still identifiable arteries showed signs of the plaque buildup that leads to cardiac arrest. With all of this history talk as we come up on Halloween, it's extremely fitting that our arts and entertainment segment review for this episode is straight out of 1985.
Hello, North Andover!
Welcome to our Arts and Entertainment October-November episode for 2015 on The Journal, featuring all that's going on in the Merrimack Valley. I'd like you to meet Dr. Emmett Brown, otherwise known as Doc.
And this is Marty McFly, otherwise known as Future Boy.
What's the date today, Doc?
Great Scott, Marty! Today is October 21st, 2015, the day you and I travel to the future in the DeLorean to save your kids.
My kids?
It's your kids, Marty. Something's got to be done about your kids.
Whoa! Doc, this is heavy.
Weight has nothing to do with it. Anyway, I, Dr. Emmett Brown, am about to embark on a historic journey of entertainment. And if my calculations are correct, when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious shows.
This is heavy duty, Doc. This is great. Well, enter the coordinates for the first show.
All right, Future Boy, let's go to October 16th through the 18th and October 23rd through the 24th. Act Andover is sure to take you back to your childhood with a 1.21 gigawatt production of Seussical the Musical.
What the heck is a gigawatt?
Oh, never mind that now, Marty, never mind that now. For more about Seussical, interface with their website at www.acttheatercompany.com. Now, Marty, what's our next stop?
Well, Doc, Saturday, October 17th is the date. The flux capacitor is taking us to see Voices of Hope performing a benefit for cancer research called To Life at the North Shore Music Theater in Beverly.
What a great cause, Marty. You know, even in 2015, we're still looking for a cure.
You got that right, Doc. And now that we've saved the clock tower, we can ask folks to support Voices of Hope. They'll have an auction followed by a far-out performance. Check out www.voicesofhope.boston.org.
Oh, that was tough.
It was.
Oh.
Well, you know, Doc, I wish I could play my guitar at that gig, like Huey Lewis in the news said. It's the power of love.
Not to worry, Marty, not to worry. You will be a great musician. I truly believe that it's your density. Well, on to our next destination.
Well, speaking of music, Doc, the Merrimack Valley Philharmonic will have a new home theater this fall. Its November 1st concert opens an awesome 55th season at the Veterans Memorial Auditorium in Andover.
Well, many of you know that building as the Doherty School Auditorium next to the Senior Center. I built a model of it, but
I know, Doc. It's not to scale.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, the orchestra will feature flautist Marjorie Hogan and harpist Rachel Brandwine. Chuck Berry would definitely approve of this concert.
Sounds like a great performance, Marty. Almost as good as that Enchantment Under the Sea dance.
Rock and roll, Doc. Check out their website at www.mvpomusic.org.
Well, now, let's travel back in time to 1800s Missouri for acting out The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. It's a musical adaptation of Mark's classic story of youth, young love, and adventure. Oh, great Scott, Marty!
What? What is it, Doc?
I just had a revelation. A picture in my head. Tom Sawyer, Becky Thatcher, Injun Joe. It's you, Jennifer, and Biff Tannen. Your stories are remarkably similar.
Get out of town, Doc. That would make you Huckleberry Finn.
Precisely, Marty. Well, if you want to see Tom Sawyer and all his friends, hop into your DeLorean and travel to November 5th through the 7th at Acting Out's Daily Theater in Lawrence. Interface with their website at www.actingouttheater.com. Oh, where are we off to next, Marty?
Okay, Doc. On November 11th, there will be a musical performance called Jazz Giving 2 by the Jazz Disciples at the Pike School in Andover. Get all the details at www.facebook.com/jazzdisciples.
Oh, well, you know, Marty, you should get your parents to interact in some kind of social ritual.
Like a date?
Well, maybe they should try this jazz giving ceremony for like a night out on the town.
Yeah, Doc, I'll work on that. As a great man once said, if you put your mind to it, anything's possible. And our next coordinates?
Well, November 13th and 14th, Acting Out's junior performers will be presenting a fascinating rerun of Disney's High School Musical.
Hey, Doc, what's a rerun?
Oh, I can't tell you that right now, Marty, but your kids are gonna love it. Well,
Well, would this production remind me of Biff and George McFly in high school, where both were after my mother, Lorraine?
Oh, you mean the girl who thinks that you're Calvin Klein? Ha! I hear it's written all over your underwear.
Whoa, Doc, I gotta get back in time. Don't miss Acting Out's high school musical. This nuclear show will take you on a fun trip to high school. But don't wait. Visit the website at www.actingouttheater.com. By the way, Doc, before you go, maybe you should take a look at this.
Oh, no man should know too much about his own future, Marty. Anything you do could have serious repercussions on future events. But I'm not going to miss these shows.
Well, as the license plate on the DeLorean says, we're
Out of time. Marty, I'll be seeing you in the future. And we want to thank all of you for tuning in to hear all about the arts and entertainment events happening here in Hill Valley. I mean Merrimack Valley.
Thanks again for watching. Rock and roll. Cheers to you, North Andover.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you, Doc and Marty. Coming up next, that man is back again. Lester Rugg has some more Senior Moment events and activities to share in this week's Senior Moments.
Hi, folks. We seem to have lots of stuff as usual. Tuesday on the 20th is the dinner buffet, and it's hosted by the Prescott House. And sign up will begin on the 6th. Limited, so you want to sign up as early as possible. On the 16th, we have a field trip, Broadmoor Wildlife Sanctuary, and the changing in the colors should be really magnificent as a start into our fall season. Also want to mention the Women's Forum, which will be on the 22nd at 1:30. I'm not sure of the topic at the moment, but I know it's a sincere issue, whatever they're going to speak on. The 26th, remember the Rockingham Mall is available for those that have difficulty finding transportation. It's 12 to 30 to 3:30, and try and take part in that as well. The last fresh table will be on the 28th. You need to sign up early there, and I know it'll be a lovely occasion, and the girls do a tremendous job on that. By the way, we're on Twitter, and if you look at the bottom of the page, we'll repeat the address there, and you can see us in action at any time. On the 29th is the Halloween celebration. I'm supposed to go, but even so, I think we're going to have a fun time, and it'll be interesting to see how people come in their costume. Hope you come in yours as well. On that note, I'll talk to you again real soon.
Hello and welcome to this month's segment of the Journal. I'm Jennifer Price, the Superintendent of Schools here in North Andover, and I want to wish you all Happy New Year. In schools, this is a new year. We're really excited about the new year. We opened our new year last week with an opening day where we honored 4 of North Andover's teachers who have actually been working in the schools for 30 plus years. Those are Janet Gaffney, Susan Murgo, Andrea Tepperman, and Lori Rotler, all who have been working here in North Andover for over 30 years. I also spent some time talking to the teachers about the important aspects of education and what I believe are the most important aspects of education, and that is first and foremost that it's about all kids, that our job is to make sure that we provide equal access to an excellent education for all kids, with a clear understanding that equal doesn't mean the same. What each kid may need in order to access our excellent education might be different, and that is our job to make sure that our kids are able to access all that is available within the North Andover Public Schools. And I also talked about how that job can be really hard, and that one of the things that we need to do is make sure that we're working together, that we're collaborating. gone are the days, if they ever existed, of teachers working in isolation. It's really about us collaborating and working together. And I let them know that really my job is to support them in that work, that the most important things that happen in schools don't happen in this office. They happen in classrooms, and they happen in offices between our educators and our kids. And so it was a great opening day, and then we transitioned right into some professional development last week, and then schools opened this week. And I will tell you, I've been in all schools multiple times, and it's just been so great to see the kids leaning in, the teachers leaning in, and watching all the high level of engagement from the kindergarten up to the high school. It's so fun to watch kids excited to be back in school and excited to learn. And I just want to remind you of two things. One is there's still time to fill out my entry survey, which you can find on the North Andover Public Schools website. And last but not least, you can still follow me on Twitter at NASUPT, NASoup. It's a great way to just kind of see what's going on a daily basis here in the North Andover Public Schools. Thanks for watching this month. I'll see you next month.
Turning to this week's GovCam update, do you know that the town of North Andover now has its own official smartphone app? If you have an iPhone or Droid, simply search for North Andover in the app market to get this free download. The North Andover app features a report tool that covers everything from requesting work on potholes or unplowed snow to voicing concerns over zoning issues or possible criminal activity. The app also has a map-based directory of every town office and school, official news feeds, and the various town calendars. You can also subscribe to mailing lists for each town committee and board. And of course, there's a quick link to the live streams of both CamEd and GovCam here on North Andover Cam. If you don't have a smartphone, not to worry. All of these features have also been added to the town website, northandoverma.gov. Also, don't forget that Halloween lines up with the end of daylight savings time. While we officially turn the clocks back at 2 a.m. on Sunday, November 1st, it might as well count as an extra hour for Saturday night's parties. Please stay safe and be sure to tune in to the October 19th Selectmen's meeting on GovCam for trick-or-treating hours. As always, if you have a news story idea or segment, you can email us at thejournal@northandovercam.org. That will wrap things up for this week. Join us again next time for a special message from Police Chief Paul Gallagher, updates on construction projects around town, and plenty more. Now to play us out, here's North Andover Music Academy founder Ed Antonelli and his band, Abrax, is performing a cover of Santana's Evil Ways. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Morgan Healy.
2, 3, 4.